Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how to repurpose a design element from one season to the next. During Easter, I created the two white pots with a raffia tied around it, with flowers in the pot and a stake with a rabbit covered in moss. I pulled it out and I'm ready to turn this into a design that will go into the next season. I'm going to be using a wooden arrow from Hobby Lobby, a tongue depressor, Chalk Couture paste and transfers to create this new design. I glued the tongue depressors onto the back of the arrow. Taking Dixie Belle's white chalk paint, slightly diluted so that it moves around on the wood better, I'm putting a base coat onto the arrow. The paint's a little thick, so I have to thin it down with water. All I'm really wanting to do is cover the surface so that the wood is not as porous as it was. Once it's covered, we'll be able to make up the background color. Getting the edges is super important. Now I'm taking Chalk Couture's Ocean Mist. I'm also doing the same thing and watering it down, making it like a watercolor paint. Using this multi-tool to make the paint thinner into a watercolor. Again, I'm wetting the surface and just going over it with the watered down chalk paint to make it look as if it's watercolored. Again, I'm covering each of the sides as we go along, just to be sure that when you're looking at it from the front or the top, it all looks good together. Simple, takes just a couple of minutes. Now I'm cutting our transfers into different pieces. As you see the white lines, it allows us to cut the transfers so they can be used individually and layered. We're going to defluff this transfer on a cotton towel to be sure that it's not too sticky and pulls up our paint. Centering it just to the top of the design so that I have room for elements on the bottom. I'm using the red paste and the multi-tool to apply the color to the transfer. This is quick and easy, and you don't have to worry about keeping in the lines, just fill in the dots. Once it's on all the paint is on, I peel it up and put it in water to wash it. Next, I'm trying to decide which elements I want to put at the bottom of my stake. I decide on the leaves and a flower. I'm drying it so that when I put the transfers down, it won't peel up my paint. Laying one side at a time, because I decided they would overlap, I do the sage green for the leaves. The paste is reusable, so I can put it back into the container. I don't have to waste it. Again, I'm drying it because it makes the process easier and less likely to have mistakes. I lay the white piece under the transfer edge so it doesn't stick to what I've already put onto the surface. Just helps protect it and makes it go quicker. Now I have my leaves in place. I'm closing all of my paints and I'm drying the surface again so that when I put the flower down, it doesn't pull up. I'm whatever you call it, fluffing the design, laying it in the center, putting the same thing, putting the white pieces under it so that I don't lose my leaves to the stickiness of the transfer. I'm using yellow Bumblebee and laying in some flowers. You could reuse the transfer if you can do it quickly. The paste does dry fast, so it's not something you can do over a long period of time without washing, but a small element such as this does work. I'm also using the multi-tool to make it quicker and easier. I like my flowers, so now I'm going to dry the surface again and get out the black paste. Once the surface is dry, I'm going to put the little dots on the flowers. As you can see, you can reuse these elements easily if they're small. In between, otherwise you want to wash them because you don't want to allow the paste to dry in the surface. There you go, all done. Put a link below in the description on where you can find the Chalk Couture products. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me. Thank you for joining me today.